Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you 3 absolutely amazing use cases for ChatGPT o3. So if you're a content creator, if you make videos or if you make blogs, etc., I'm going to give you an automation that you can use that will do all the work for you in o3. If you're trying to learn something, I'll give you an automation that you can use in ChatGPT o3, and you can use it with projects, and it will give you questions, it will mark your answers, write out the answers, and it will mark your answers. And then finally, I will give you an automation that's all within o3 that will allow you to monitor a situation. In this particular case, I will be monitoring a crisis that's going on, but think about monitoring your news channels, your business, your competitors, etc. You'll be able to use this automation for that. I'll put all the prompts and how I did it in the description below so you can find them and you can use them when you want to. Okay, let's get into it. Now, how do we make all this work? Well, the really cool thing about o3 is that it's agentic. It is the first agentic model produced by OpenAI. It's similar to what we saw with Manus, but within OpenAI, it works really well. Here beside me, you can see the agentic model for o3. It can search the web. It can look at pictures that you put in and do analysis around it. The command and Cython that you see there are to help you do better programming. It can write programs, and then it can compile those Python programs. It has access to analytics. It will do the analytics for you. It can write its own Python code, and we'll see it writing that Python code today. And then it can generate images. So in o3, rather than just a large language model, we've got these tools. I'm really excited to see them add more tools to it, but those tools make it really powerful. So you've got this really strong large language model, and then you've got these tools that it can use. Let's see how they can make a real difference to what you do. Okay, here we are in ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is go through and create a project. And you create a project, you can call it whatever you want, and then once you've created a project, you can add documents to it. And we're going to start with the Content Studio. That was the first one I did. So I've called it the Content Studio, and I've added these instructions. And these instructions are, you are a VI Studio o3, an automatic multi-tool AI hired as a one-person product house for educational YouTube videos. And then a series of objectives. I will put all of these prompts in the description below. You can go onto the website and download them. It doesn't cost you anything. They're available for you, so you can go and have a look. You can create these projects for yourself and tweak them for however you want them. So this one is for videos in particular, but you might want to create exactly the same thing for tweets or for writing blogs or writing LinkedIn posts, etc. All of that's very available. You'll have a look at what I've done and then tweak it to suit your needs. Okay, so my first prompt, produce a full package for the video, 5 ways to save time for university educators using AI. Now let's set it going. It starts off by thinking about what the task should be, planning the project, following the detailed process that I put in, checking each steps. No extra clarifying questions are required right now. Very cool. You need to save each content asset to a working directory with clear file names. So it's going to create some separate files, gathering information on various AI tools like Gradescope and Turnitin. Plan here is to gather a research list first. So it's gathering the research, got the research results, considering the AI tools that assist with administration. Looked at Notion AI for lesson planning, multiple sources for Otter, Microsoft Copilot. Now it's deciding between the various tools which one it should focus on. And of course, you can walk away. I'm not interacting with this at all. It will carry on doing it and produce what you need at the end. It's like having an assistant. It's gathered enough sources, looking for a hook. I could begin with a rhetorical question that grabs attention, like imagine having your Sunday evenings back. So it's thinking about the hook, the intro, the narrative, final thoughts, call to action. It's got some titles, 5 ways AI slashes your prep time, University Edition. Ever spent your weekend swimming in red ink, only to drag into Monday, still behind? Done. So it's done all of that planning. It's now getting going. I think it's going to do the thumbnail. So it's produced a thumbnail and it's in the right format. 5 ways to save time, university educators using AI. I think that's quite a cool thumbnail. And all the deliverables are ready. Now I'm going to say, give me links to the files. Here it's writing a bit of script to be able to produce the files. And here we go. And here's the script. So it's given me this in this code editor. What I'll do is make sure that the instructions that I put down below, put them into, let's say, a Word file, but you can change it for whatever suits you. So here's the script, the hook, the intro, goes through the 3 different tools that can be used. This is the YouTube description. Now, for me, it looks a bit thin, but it gives you a start. So what I would usually do is make the video, then take the transcript, drop it back into ChatGPT and ask it to give me an SEO optimized, detailed description with timestamps from the time script. That's what I would normally do. But it shows you that it can do multiple things. Given me 3 alternative titles. It's given me the prompt. So I could put this into Midjourney, but actually, as you saw, I generated it directly into ChatGPT. But if you want to take it into Midjourney, you could absolutely do that. And it's given me the YouTube thumbnail document. How cool is that? Now, as I said, you could use this for all sorts of different content creation. Just take my instruction, make it whatever you want it to be, and away you go. Let's move on. Okay, so this is the Maths Mentor. Of course, you could use it to teach you anything you wanted. It might be a new language, it might be a new skill, but I thought I would do maths, mainly because my son likes maths. So the instructions are there. You're a math mentor, a visual tutoring agent, vision tool to read the student's handwritten algebra on the screen, access accuracy, identify conceptual errors, generate the next practice questions, explain solutions, speak in a warm, encouraging tone. That's what I put in, and we will just have a look at one I already have done. So give me some maths questions. It said sure. It thought about the maths topic. It asked me whether I wanted basic algebra, geometry, or calculus. I went in and said algebra. It then said go to sort of A-level standard, and it gave me a whole series of questions. So I then asked it to put it into a PDF and put the question at the top of each page. So he had some space to put his answers in. And then he went off and did his answers, and he produced them in written form. So this is the answer to the question. I took a photograph of it and uploaded it, and it gave him feedback. Great work, all correct. Just remember to use absolute value signs. And then the second question, had another go, decided how he wanted to work. Good job he's here, because I wouldn't have had an idea. And it said, it looked at its work. Thank you for completing the square steps. Spot on and lead cleanly to the exact solutions. For polish, just present the final answer in exact form before turning to decimals, since the irrational square root of 73 confirms the quadratic can't be factored over the rationals. And then in the third one, he was having trouble. He's not able to proceed, not sure how to work out with 2 variables. He wasn't sure how to work with 2 variables in this way. So it said, totally understandable. Start by showing it holds when n equals 1, and assume it's true for n equals m, and then try and express it in a different way. Then I asked it to give me 3 more questions. So you can see how being able to bring in written work and ask it to mark it or ask it to give feedback could be really cool. Say you were doing a workshop with team members and you're creating whiteboards and things like that on the wall, taking a photograph of those whiteboards, analyzing the data, bringing it all into one place, giving feedback, working through the concepts that had been put up there. Really, really cool. This is a way of getting that sort of human, manual, physical work into a computer to be able to analyze it and work with it. Very, very cool. Let's move on to the next example. Now, in this use case, what I wanted to do was create a use case that would monitor something. So if you were in a business and you wanted to monitor what your competitors were doing, if you wanted to monitor social media, if you wanted to monitor what was going on in your local town, that sort of thing. And I thought one of the ways to do it would be to make a crisis response. So a project, a GPT that could monitor a crisis and tell you what was going on. So the instructions: your relief O3 and emergency coordination AI. So live loop every 20 minutes works much better. Put the latest geotag tweets and NOAA weather alerts for the target region. Classify posts, requests for help, infrastructure damage, resource offers. Update a GeoJSON heat map file, victim density, roadblocks, shelters, etc. Draft a situation report email for responders. Terminate the loop on a manual stop. Or you could say after 12 hours, that sort of thing. Saving that. And what I did was look for a crisis that was ongoing when I shot this video. And the crisis that was ongoing was the car crash in Vancouver, where I think sadly 8 people may have died. So it started, it said that it couldn't schedule it. It could only do 4 times an hour. Deliver concise situation report. Latest verified facts, casualties, road closures, etc. Classify social media traffic, updated heat map. So its initial snapshot tells you what happened, what we know currently, the suspect, and the response. It also gave us a news report that we could go and look at. And then I said, could you do it every 20 minutes? It said, yeah, sure. And what it was doing was sending me messages every 20 minutes. And I got an inbox full of messages with the latest situation report. So it gives you a time situation report. And think about keeping this as a log of what's going on, and gives you more information about what's going on. It looked at social media, call for blood donations. Some streets were closed, etc. Potential no building collapses reported, and resource offers, local businesses offering shelter to affected families. And then it looked at where the highest concentration of injuries was, roadblocks, etc., and gave specific roadblocks and where the shelters were. And then it went on again and did it again, gave you an update of the incident, links to various sources where you can get the information. It was then looking again, it was telling you that Vancouver General Hospital and British Columbia's Children's Hospital were taking blood donations, street lamps and signage were gone, several local cafes and restaurants were offering meals, and it explained where the issues were, Central Festivals space, the road closures, and it gave more details of shelters, John Oliver Secondary School, South Hill Neighbourhood Centre. So 20 minutes later, it goes again, blood donations, appeals for psychological support this time, destroyed street furniture, free meals nearby restaurants, free short-term accommodation offered by a local Airbnb hosts, victim density, and it went again. And as you can see, it just keeps updating everything that is happening. So if you were, gives you all of your links. It just kept going. I've now stopped it, but every 20 minutes was going off and finding the data and reporting it back. I didn't have to do anything. I was completely hands-free. Think about how useful that would be if you were actually dealing with a crisis. You could make sure that this project understood your business, understood where your people lived, etc. You could have all of that information there. So if a crisis happened in your town, you could both follow all the media, understand where the roads were, understand where your people were, and ask it to give you sensible suggestions for keeping your people safe during that crisis. Very, very cool. Okay, so there are 3 use cases that can be expanded. I'll put all of the information down below, but you can see how using this agentic nature of O3, you can do some incredible things very quickly, very effectively, giving you access to information in real time, giving you the ability to create documents, the ability to learn new things. Now, you may have noticed my new sweatshirt. This is my new professor sweatshirt. This is what you get if you click on the YouTube shop that's on my site. There's all sorts of things you can get. You can even put text down the side of your sleeve. And I like this red stuff. Very comfortable, very snug, very warm. So if you're interested, I'll put a link there. Click on it, you can go through it. I hope you've learned something from this video. I hope you've learned that using this technology, you can automate really difficult tasks. You can get things done more effectively, more efficiently, more quickly using this new technology. O3 is a real step forward. I'm finding new ways of using it every day, and I'll bring them to you when I do. If you've enjoyed this video, please drop me a like. And if you're not already, please subscribe and ring the bell, and you'll get informed when I drop my next videos. If you're new to O3 and don't know what it's about, then I suggest you go and look at this video now. I've been the Professor. I'll catch you very soon. Bye-bye for now.